And good evening. The Thunderchild First Nation is reeling after a housing unit fire on Monday left more than a dozen families homeless. The Red Cross has set up temporary housing for those affected. The organization will also provide food and clothing for the next week, while the chief and council work on a long-term solution. The building is a complete loss and a cause has not yet been determined. Now, donations to help with the recovery efforts can be dropped off at the Thunderchild Band office. So far, over 24 bags of clothing have been collected.
The community is coming together in the donations and volunteer processing everything, getting everything ready so that we can start handing out the donations to people. It's been a shock to the whole community, so everybody's still in shock.
Starting tomorrow, cash donations will be accepted at any CIBC under the name Thunderchild Fire Relief. Now, and anyone who's interested in helping out can call 306-845-4300. Well, it's been 6 months since an area family lost their home to a devastating fire. But as Anna Stanislaw explains, with the help of the community, the Rauser family are gradually picking up the pieces and slowly paying it forward.
The Rausers' home burned to the ground last summer near the Alcove district. They lost everything with the exception of a cell phone and the clothes on their back. But now, with the help of strangers, they're getting back on their feet.
People have helped us in a lot of different ways: food, shelter. Someone helped us get this mobile home that we're renting, and clothes. Like everything you see here has been donated for us. So all of our needs have been met by the community.
And Marla is extending that same act of kindness to two local women who have lost their homes. One of the women, Rita, lost her brother in this blaze at a trailer park in January. And Maureen Kachuk lost her home right before Christmas.
We don't know them, but we have an idea of what they are going through and what they went through. Because we're still going through it. So it's a lot better for us, practically and physically, but emotionally it's still a work in progress.
Donations for the duo are always appreciated. For Rita, you can donate at the Husky truck stop on Highway 16. For Maureen, donations can be made at the Scotiabank here in the city.
Because it is the simple acts of kindness that have helped us cope. So I just want people to do the same of what they did for us and do that for the other two that this has happened to.
As for the Rausers, they are in the middle of rebuilding their home. They hope to move in by this fall. Anna Stanislaw, Newcap News.
Charges have been laid in a police pursuit we first told you about yesterday. 27-year-old Matthew Luke Faithful is facing several charges, including flight from police and possession of ammunition while prohibited. Elk Point RCMP say he also has outstanding warrants in both St. Paul and Lloydminster. On Monday, Faithful led police on an hour-long chase from Onion Lake First Nation to Frog Lake First Nation. He was stopped by a spike belt. He fled on foot, but police later apprehended him. Faithful was considered a high risk to public safety. The Lloydminster Chamber of Commerce is highlighting the importance of mental health in the workplace. Business leaders gathered for the kickoff to the Chamber's Business Education Month this morning. Kim Smith reports.
We're a very busy community, and people, I think, when they are very busy and they're pushed to the limit to get things done, then your stress level does go up.
The main topic of discussion here at the Lloydminster Exhibition Grounds is mental health in the workplace. Keynote speaker Michelle Hamilton says business leaders are essential in providing employees with the support they need.
It's a reality of the way that stress, sometimes loss, trauma, and mental illness will certainly impact people in life from time to time, and I really want to encourage people in our community to really support those who need help.
Hamilton says that stress can impact employees both physically and mentally.
Stress is a really underlying factor in a lot of mental illness and certainly in substance abuse and so on.
Another concern here in the border city is an influx of younger employees coming to work in the oil field.
Quite possibly because we do have a younger demographic, and people who have money are able to be involved, I guess, with substance abuse, and So that's really a concern.
Whether it be addiction or stress, Hamilton says mental illness will impact workers from time to time. She recommends speaking to someone, whether it's a boss or a professional. Kim Smith, Newcap News.
Research has shown that 93% of first impressions is based on how you look. This inspired last night's first ever Pull Yourself Together event, teaching women how to visually present themselves in the workplace. Annika Notvate has more.
Getting that match, that last third quality, is going to make any color that you put on amazing or not amazing.
Michelle Charles Gustafson is an image marketing consultant. Giving specific tips on how to dress confidently had the audience captivated. Organizers say the event was motivated by the fact research shows your image is more important when it comes to first impressions than what you say.
This idea came about from when I was in human resources, and I knew that a lot of people that should have been successful weren't, and a lot of times they weren't, not because they weren't qualified to make those goals, it was because they didn't have the right image.
When it comes to image, one of the main topics was choice of clothing color.
One of the biggest things I learned was probably having to do with color and thinking about, what colors you're putting on, what they say about your personal brand, remembering that I should be wearing color and not black and gray.
Synergy Credit Union also gave a presentation on financial success. Based on the success of this year's event, organizers say they hope to do it again next year. They may also include information for men. Annika Notvate, Newcap News.